Brahmanda Purana, Part 5, Lalita Mahatmya, Chapter 36. The Inner Chamber of Cintamani. The footnote says, verse number 1 to 32 of this chapter state the position or distribution of places to various deities in Lalita's paraphernalia. The following are their location: southeast, Chidvanni, fed with nectar, the priestess and the priest Lalita and her consort, verse number 1 to 15. Southwest in the lotus grove, chariot Chakra Raja, verse number 6 to 10. Northwest of the mansion, Geya Chakra Ratha. Northeast, Kiri Chakra of Dandanatha, verse number 11 to 13. Palaces of Vishnu, Ganapati, etc. are detailed in verse number 14 to 32. The breakup of the topics and their consistent inclusion under specific chapters is not properly followed in this edition. Hence, the distribution of the places of residence and their chakras are half done here, and the same topic continues in chapter 37. Hayagriva said, to the southeast of Cintamani mansion, to the southeast of Cintamani mansion is Kundamanaka. It is a yojana long, wide, and high, with moat a yojana broad around. At the bidding of Lalita, a sacred Chidvanni fire of Chit, that is knowledge and consciousness, blazes there. It is honored and adored by hundreds of nectarine currents. It is the cause of the greatest prosperity. Without fuel, the fire of consciousness blazes with great flames. It is kindled by means of Shuddha nectar. It has the luster of tender shoots of Kankoli, a plant with aromatic berries. There the Hotri, female priest, is the great goddess, and the great Hotra, male priest, is Kameshvara. Both of them, the permanent Hotras, protect the entire universe. Lalita functions without anyone superior to herself and without depending on anyone else. Urged by Lalita and Shankara, Kama functions. To the southwest of the prominent mansion of Cintamani in the Lotus Grove stands the excellent chariot Chakraraja. It is very high. It has 9 steps. It is set and beautified by all kinds of gems and jewels. Its length and breadth are 4 yojanas each, and its height is 10 yojanas. As we go up, its area becomes gradually reduced. The pole to which the horses are yoked is very thick and sparkling. The 4 Vedas are its great wills, the 4 aims in life: virtue, dharma, wealth, artha, love, kama, and liberation, moksha, are its great horses. It is adorned with chauris in the form of serving, functioning tattvas, principles. It is endowed with all characteristic features mentioned before. It is rendered splendid by the pearl-studded umbrella. In the course of the great battle with Bhandasura, it had displayed its adventurous exploits. Thus, the excellent chariot stands there, sanctified by Sri Devi's seat. To the northwest of the mansion of Cintamani, in the lotus grove itself at the border, is parked the leading chariot of Mantrini, namely Geya Chakra. To the northeast of the mansion of Cintamani, in the lotus grove itself, stands the great chariot Kirichakra, the favorite chariot of Dandanatha. It should be known that, like deities presiding over different parts of the body, these three chariots are on an equal footing in the whole of the sacred places of the series of Sri Puras. There is an ever blazing sacred fire pit in the southeast. If penance is performed here, it is as efficacious as the penance with the Gayatri Mantra. It bestows freedom from fear. Behind that are the sun named Grene, the temple of Omkara, the deity Turiya Gayatri, fourth Gayatri, and Chakshushmati, O sage. Then the king of Gandharvas, Parisadrudra, Parisadrudra, Rudra of the assembly, and goddess Tarambika are stationed behind. Lord Hari, expressible in the great mantra of the three names, has resorted to the southeastern part of the leading mansion of Cintamani. Mahaganapati resorts to his abode to the north of it. Still farther north is Shiva, who is expressed by the Panchakshari mantra, the mantra of 5 syllables, viz. Shivaya Namaha. Mrityunjayesha, who is expressed by the mantra of 3 syllables, Triambaka. Saraswati, who is called by the name Dharana, reside to the north of his abode. The footnote says the mantra of 3 syllables, Om Jum Sah. The mansion of Matrika, whose body is constituted by the letters beginning with the letter A and ending with the letter Ksha, is to the north of her, O suppressor of Vindhya mountain. To the north is Sampadeshi as well as Kalashankarshani. Thereafter is Sri Mahasambhunatha, the cause of the manifestation of the goddess. The following deities have their mansions built consecutively to the north, viz. Sri Paramba, the great mother goddess, Vishada Jyotsna of clear moonlight, and Nirmala Vigraha of a body devoid of impurities. The following of 4 deities have their mansions successively to the north, viz. Bala, Annapurna, Hayaruddha, and Sri Paduka. From the ground which is to the northwest of the majestic Cintamani mansion in the great park of lotuses itself, there are other deities who have taken up their abodes. Unmatta Bhairavi, Swapnavarahika, Tiraskarani Kamba, Tiraskara Tiraskara Nikamba, then another deity, and then the fifth one. All these deities have taken up their abode as before. They are endowed with great prosperity. These two excellent deities, viz., the great goddess Sri Putte and Sri Mahapaduka, have also taken up their abodes as before. All these Vidyas lores explained by Lord Shankara in the treatise Sadamnaya Sagara do stay in the region of Mahapadmatavi. In this manner, there are great mansions of Sri Rashmimala. They are made of jewels and gems. O ascetic, they have flags fluttering very much high above. The chambers are huge and lofty with staircases. In the eastern gate of the palatial Cintamani mansion, O quafer of the ocean, on the right hand side is the great abode of Mantrinatha. On the left hand side is the abode of Dandanatha, made of gems and jewels. It is to the east of the place of Arghya that the abodes of Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesha are situated. They all illuminate the entire region of quarters by the rays of gems and jewels. All these deities are full of devotion to Lalita. They perform japas solely of Lalita. They worship Sri Devi thus. The place of Arghya and the preparation of Arghya materials mentioned before are, it is remembered, the same in all the entrances beginning with the southern one. Now I shall describe in detail the abode of Cintamani. Listen, O great sage. It is situated in the center of Sri Patana and it extends to 2 yojanas. Its wall, made of the philosopher's stones, extends to a crosha, 2 miles. The projected coverings above are also made of Chintamani slabs. They are very tall in the form of peaks in different places. The walls of the mansion are 4 yojanas in height. Its higher stories and floors extend to 20 yojanas. It becomes narrower as it rises up. It has 3 large crowns with which it appears very radiant. These crowns, O sage, are forms of Ichha, will, Kriya, action, and Jnana, knowledge. They are always brilliantly refulgent and are solely made of Chintamani stones. Everything in the mansion of Chintamani is remembered as evolved out of Chintamani stones. It has 4 doorways, each half a crosha in width. The width of the panels is a quarter crosha, O sage. Within the mansion of Chintamani, in every doorway, the same measurement is mentioned. The form of Lalita Devi is concealed. It appears like the ocean of redness of Lalita's complexion, which has the luster of 1,000 midday suns, but cool like the moon. O great sage, it extends frequently in the form of a current. The footnote says for Pihita in this text in 32 to 42 reads Pinditaha. It means the oceans of redness of the complexion of goddess Lalita were as if solidified and enmasked there. The eastern doorway is glorified as being constituted by the Purvamnaya, one of the sacred treatises. The southern doorway is characterized by Dakshinamnaya scripture. The western doorway is characterized by Paschimamnaya. The northern doorway is characterized by Uttaramnaya scripture. Within the royal abode there are sparkling gem-set lamps with their handle fixed on the walls. They have the splendor of 10 million suns. They are fixed in various places all round, brightening the whole of the interior of the mansion. In the splendid central area of the mansion of Cintamani, in a part of the altar, is the great and lofty Bindu Chakra circular spot. The space in between the lofty wall of the mansion of Cintamani and Bindu is, after leaving off Akrosha, occupied by the wall, cited to be 3 krosha in width. In that section, extending to 3 kroshas, are their own rays of siddhis like anima, etc. If we reckon the entire length of the 3 kroshas in hastas, cubits, it is said to be consisting of 24,000 hastas. From Bindu to the Pithesha, there are 14 different sections in the portion thus differentiated. The number of hastas is being mentioned by me. The interior of the mansion of Cintamani, O sage, is 20 hastas above the level of the ground of the lotus grove. The anima and other siddhis abide there. The footnote says in verse number 42 to 96, the places of different deities according to their importance are fixed, and their residences at a higher altitude accordingly. The deities within a particular antara form a group, a chakra with a presiding deity, chakrini, and a protecting deity, generally a mudra. The chakra is given a designation. The ladder-like hierarchical positions of all deities are not completed here. Some chakras follow in the next chapter. Name of chakra: Sarvagna. Presiding deity: Malini. Presiding deity Malini. 10 yoginis like Sarvagna. Protectors: Sarva Mahankusha. Name of chakra: Sarva Siddhiprada. Presiding deity: Sri Chakrini. Mudra: Antara of yoginis like Sarva Siddhiprada, protectress, Sarva Sarvonmadana. Antara of Samkshobhini, protectress, Mudra, Sarvavashya, 14 Shaktis under Samkshobhini. A chakra Sarvasamkshobhana, presiding deity Sundari, protectress Mudra Akarshanika, eight powerful Shaktis like Kusuma, a chakra under Sarva Sarvasha Paripurika, a chakra under Sarvasha Purika, presiding deity Sarvasha Purika, protectress Mudra Dravinika, a chakra under Tripura, presiding deity Tripureshi, protectress Samkshobhini, abodes of Matradevatas like Bhumi, etc. Abodes of Siddhis, 20 hastas above the level of the ground of the lotus grove. The extent of the plot of the abodes of Anima, etc., is 4 nalvas. 400 kishkos make one nalva. By the word kishko, it is a hasta cubit that is mentioned. In the space within are met the abodes of siddhis, beginning with the east. They are Anima, Mahima, Laghima, Garima, Ishitva, Vashitva, Prakamya, and Mukti, liberation, Ichha, Prapti, and Sarvakama. There are excellent siddhis, or the siddhis called the acquisition of whatever is desired, and of all desirable things are excellent ones. There are many siddhis, including 8 siddhis mentioned below, and many others honored by yogins, viz. Rasa Siddhi, Moksha Siddhi, Vala Siddhi, Khadga Siddhi, Anjana Siddhi, which is Paduka Siddhi, Vak Siddhi, Loka Siddhi, and Deha Siddhi thereafter. All these serve Parameshwari within that space. There are crores of siddhis, O sage, in that space between anima, etc. They are full of fresh youthful bloom. Their lotus like faces beam with smiles forever. Their hands' palms are like radiant Cintamani gems. They are always 16 years in age. They have noble and highly exalted nature. They play about in their excitement due to inebriation. Above the plot of abodes of anima, etc., is the plot of abodes of divine mothers like Brahmi, etc. It is very beautiful. Its level is 20 hastas above the previous level. Its extent is 4 nalvas. There are staircases in all the 4 quarters. Listen to the Devis stationed there. They are 8: Brahmi, Maheshwari, Kaumari, Vaishnavi, Mahendri, Varahi, Chamunda, and Mahalakshmi. These have built their abodes here. They are armed with different kinds of weapons. They have different Shaktis as their retinue. Beginning with the east, they have got their abodes built in a circle. Then above it and on its exterior, O pot-born sage, the space is said to be Mudrantaram. It is 20 It is 20 hastas above the level of the previous plot. Its extent is 4 nalvas. The following mudras have their abodes made there. They are 10. Samkshobha, Dravana, Samkshobha, Dravana, Akshara, Vashya, Unmada, Mahankusha, Khechari, Bija, Yoni, and Trikhanda. These mudras are established in the quarters beginning with the east. They are extremely beautiful in their features. They are restless in their fresh bloom of youth, with their agreeable refulgence. With their agreeable refulgence, they fill the interior of the above. Thus, O tiger among sages, they serve Lalita Parameshwari. These three antaras constitute chakra, will, that fascinates the three worlds. Those who are Shaktis among these have been recounted with their names expressed. The footnote says, although the mudras are female deities, they are translated here as if of a masculine gender, implying the capacity to do the particular job like samkshobha, agitation, etc., done by that mudra, viz. Samkshobhini, though noted here as Samkshobha. The presiding deity of these the presiding deity of these is Tripura, the leading deity of Chakra. The protect the protectress deity of that chakra is the mudra of the nature of Shamkshobhana, agitation. Above the antara of the mudras is mentioned the antara of the Nitya Kalas. It is 20 hastas above the level of the previous antara. Its extent is 4 nalvas. The staircase and steps are one above the other. In that Nitya Kalantara, the deities beginning with Kamakarshanika have made their abodes all around. They are of the nature of 16 kalas, digits of the moon. With their cool exudations of nectar, they propitiate the quarters all round. Listen attentively to their names from me, O pot-born sage.